Thanks for staying with us. So we're told that our guest unfortunately can't make it this morning, so we have to just move on to another topic. But there was one that caught our attention, very interesting. So on this page, the person says, the person was talking to Pastor Shala. Says, men marry many wives with the way men will have to marry many wives with the way things are going. Some women are lonely and dying too. I am one of them. I'm presently dating a married man. He is taking good care of his wife and likewise myself. We have one child together and he's yet to regret anything. I wish the wife would understand and accept her fate. I'm not a home destroyer. I'm just a woman who needs love. Ew. And I can also juxtapose that with the recent trending screenshots of married men trying to date or trying to date younger girls. So the girls say, I'm married. I thought you were married. Mom said, yes, I'm married. And so I only have 2 children. Don't worry. I want you. Yeah, so all sorts of screen grabbing going on, the posting. And it's quite interesting to see how married men are trying to engage single girls. And single girls are wondering, Uncle, I thought you were married. Yes, it's okay now, but I really like you. I want to be your man. Wow. So the conversation therefore is, listen, in this world where marriage is a part of a woman's life, where you feel that, okay, I've succeeded in everything I'm doing. I like to have this one person that I just love, and just me and him and family stay together. But people are now saying that some of us don't have that, and we want that too. And the men have the capacity to take additional. Should we allow them, especially those of us that are married, should we be willing to share? Because there are lots of women who would also like what we have. Now, it doesn't mean to take away from what we are benefiting. You as the first wife will be well taken care of. Your children are okay. Everything is all right. All they need is some time of your husband as companion, as a, whatever it is. Just some time. Yeah. Are you willing to share? That's the conversation.
You have said enough.
I've said enough. Okay.
You have tried to
let me start with Mariam.
Yes. Mariam, well, let's go back to the story. Okay. He says that she's already dating this man. They already have a child together. The woman should just accept her fate. Auntie, which fate? You've already set it rolling. Yes. There's no fate for her to accept. You have declared everything that she can be fighting against, you have done. You are seeing him. He's taking care of you. You have a child with him. What fate is she talking about here? This woman is done. It's a done deal. So what she's asking for is what she's expecting the woman to do something to assuage her guilt, her conscience. Is what she's looking for now. Don't make me feel like a bad person because I'm lonely, I'm looking for love. After all, he's taking care of me. Why do you need me to make you feel better about the decision and the choices that you have made? Why do you need me to make you or my cheating husband, feel better? You accept your fate and accept the consequences or whatever or however it turns out, and let me be is what, as the wife I would say. But going the other way, Africa, Nigerian men have been told many times.
They are polygamous in nature.
It's not even in nature, they are allowed. It's not even about
That's what we hear.
The fact that they are allowed is not a big deal. It's not, as long as, especially rich men, they can get away with it. What would you, as a woman who's well taken care of in a man's house, a polygamous man's house, you have everything you need, much more than someone probably who is in a one-man, one-wife relationship. So what are you complaining about?
The children are in Harvard, they've gone to Canada, they are grown. What else are you looking for?
I always say that this has a lot to do with deception in the beginning. What have you promised each other? And then you have gone around to backstab the person. And now that you have done it, you're still seeking for ways to make this person now validate it. Leave that other person alone and go ahead and do your thing. We know there's this particular couple that's making the rounds. And for me, when I listen to their story, they keep wanting to bring that first wife into the conversation because they're just looking for that first wife to just give them a go-ahead. You have done the worst. Leave the woman to face her front. That's
You see, your thoughts on this?
Hey, my thoughts. You are looking for companionship. A companion, Sigum. Have you finished? Have you given me all the time that I need? You want an extra person?
No, he doesn't want to. We're trying to help the other woman.
Helping her to do what? He doesn't want. He already has a child outside with another person. He wants. But the deception, because he did not discuss that with the wife. I'm sure in this story now, the wife is not aware of what is happening.
Yes.
She just wants validation that, we are many now. Even the Bible said at some point, 7 women will cling on to one man. That's what he wants to justify. So as a man, if you have the capacity and you are bold enough to have the discussion with your wife to say, we don't big now, wait till you define again. You don't collect my name. Can I bring an additional somebody to be helping you? Because sometimes I touch you tell me, brother, I'm tired. Somebody needs to help you. And the wife agrees. Yes. It's fantastic. There is no law. There is no sin against it. It's just that openness, right? Are we willing to be that open? But what we see is people are not open.
Should we be
in your head?
Should we be open? Should we be willing?
We should be open.
Women should be willing to be open enough to have that conversation to allow their husbands bring in another way.
If they don't mind. So I've seen women.
For me, it's the timing of the open.
No, so see,
is it before marriage or during marriage?
Okay, so
we'll come to that
from the beginning. Yes. It should be while you are having those marriage discussions. How much are you earning? This and this, and are you open to if after a few years we don't blow now, we don't do this one now, and I decide to bring? Would you allow? You would be shocked to hear that some ladies don't mind. I've seen ladies who don't mind. They don't mind. But what I see is because you're not open, in that woman's head, she's in a monogamous relationship in that marriage. You are in a polygamous relationship in the same marriage. It doesn't make sense. So be open. And also be open the other way too. If I say, brother, you know you have, sometimes you're always busy traveling, you go for this, you go for that. I need somebody to tickle me, just small tickle, just, can I also... Will you be open to collect that? Because it's very convenient for men to want to have extras everywhere. 7 people are touching you all at the same time. You're feeling good. They're allowed. Society has allowed them. But they also don't understand that women have some needs too, that if society permits, you people will even be shocked that you don't even know how to do it properly. Okay, so are you open for that conversation as well? So openness is what I just see in this case. Tell me.
I want us to stay on openness. One second. Let me tell you for a second. Let's understand openness, because in this 2023, a lot of women are asking for more openness. A lot of men are also asking for openness. And when I say openness, we've seen a situation where, we just had a wedding, Femi Kuti's wedding, and one of the big story was that he and his wife are not together. But they had a fabulous wedding. Made Kuti's wedding. They had a fabulous wedding. And it was such a beautiful, where to see a man and a woman who are not together. And they came in as father and mother. And they're still raising their son together. All the intricacies of that kind of, the complexities of that kind of relationship was never seen or never known to the public because they manage it well. So the point is that if you're a man or if you're a woman, are you willing to say, you know what? Let me allow, if my husband wants to allow it, it's okay. We are fine. When we are together, we're still together. The same way, the woman that is in Mr. Femi's life right now was there, happy. She was dancing, also happy. She's this family. So we can all have a nice polygamous structure that is not the usual one and still be happy. Look how you guys staring at me as if I'm speaking French.
It's strange. You're just doing...
I'm telling you. Because it is possible. I think we complicate matters when we make it look as if man, wife, children, that's it.
It's because you're on the outside, right?
So let's
enter the inside first.
How are we sticking to this story, Nima? Let us expand it to the people around us.
Yeah, openness. Openness is subjective. There's some openness I cannot open. I like that. But this lady is very entitled. And until you are there, you don't understand. There's a very popular celebrity who says, yeah, I'm using the man for now, when I'm done. To a wife I am married now. I grew up prepared for polygamy. In fact, in my entire extended family, my father was the only monogamous person. All my uncles, at least 2 part-time. So I've always prepared my mind for it. But now, I look at it from that sacrifice of that first wife, what it takes to build a man. We were sharing pictures, myself and Miriam, of when our husbands were in the university, or probably when you met them, the kind of... the man that I have now, I have worked hard. Do you understand? It would be disrespectful to me, for one woman to tell me I should accept fate. If it's not that we are mature, if we put it in Gidigbo, I will beat blue black. Yes. I will put
that's not you. That's not you.
Wait. That mouth that you used to tell me to accept faith, I will put sand inside.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Talking.
What audacity?
How dare you?
If you met him when I met him, if he toasted you, will you agree? you would be saying, what do you have, what do you have? But when this soup done,
but they say life,
that's when you see all this health.
They say life is too short.
I am from a place where my husband can marry for, so understand me.
Yeah, I understand you.
What I am emphatic about is that whoever is going to be that assistant, he must understand that under no place can you disrespect me. It should not be. It's not even possible that you stand where I'm standing and you open your mouth anyhow. When you come, you say, Mommy. You say, Mama, keep me here. When you come in, you say, Shetiri, Mommy. You will never use
respect,
extreme respect, because I made the man that you are looking at now. I married him when you were not there. We worked hard to build whatever you are seeing. I had this one close-up family member experience where the man was retiring and was like, I've always been, my father was polygamous. I must follow my father. I must follow my father. And we know, all of us that were family friends know how that first wife suffered, made sure they had a house for their kids, made sure she was building investment. She made sure everything. One of such investments, this small wife went there. It's our joint property. Let me tell you, all this your greed. And she was talking back at that woman. I took all the control for me not to even enter the place and give her one punch. Because it's hurtful. It's a mental torture for that woman to have to go through that. After all I have done, you allow this tiny thing to come and stand, and you accept it and tell me I should accept it. My mother's
wait. Okay, wait, let me stay on you for a second. I hear you, and that what you said, I get it. But there's a man who say, for my mental health, what I have needs also. My first wife can't meet those needs anymore for whatever reason. And they say, mental, I want to be happy. In life, at the end of the day, it's about happiness, peace, and joy. You get to a point in your life where it's not about, pay school fees. It's just for you to have bliss. And this young girl is the one that is going to give me that happiness. I can go to Jamaica with her without worrying about anything. You are mommy. And you're fine. And you've been responsible. You've led me to this point in my life. And I respect you for that. And you even enjoy the mommy role. You enjoy the respect that comes with it. Fine. I am a 65-year-old man. I want to live. I have worked all my life, and I need a young woman. Why are we so advanced to this?
And just as BC asked, maybe I'm no vex. Just as BC asked, if tables turned, the man becomes too old, because we know one illness, prostate, that disables men so much.
So that
it disables men in old age. If you have not seen it,
not all men, please.
But some, it disables men so much. It takes away their dignity, all of that. Let it now be the stage where the woman say, I just want to be free. It's because it's a selfish mentality for you to say. I'm not saying the woman even want to marry another man. I'm saying the woman just says that I cannot sit down and...
That is why I'm saying it's an open conversation. We're opening it up, male and female. It's the same thing. It's the same question.
Can I answer this question?
Yeah, let Mariam answer.
Let the woman now say, me, I cannot just be here.
Exactly.
Would the man not consider her selfish?
But let me...
You have used her youth, but you just need a younger person because she's no longer young.
Okay, let's introduce karma into this conversation. You see that fight of prostate is not your fight. It's the young one that comes in now. He will now be fighting with the one that he has left you for, with that one, because he will be telling the younger one, after all Nima did for me, I still brought you. Now, because I can't function, you want to leave me. That is where you will wear your gele and you will dance around the house, because it will happen. So for whatever decision you take, the answer is waiting for you in front. And that's why a lot of women have always done, our mothers, our grandmothers. They know that life does not end at the end of this decision that you have taken. You will meet your match in front. And many times they have met, they've met that. But then there's some women who have also made this a financial decision. Okay, you decide you're going, but this is what we have accumulated in the years that we've been together. If you're bringing someone in here, this is what I want. And you find people, they write out wills to say that this is definitely for you and your children. You find that that sort of woman and her children seem to have first place when it comes, if this is a wealthy person. And women also, they compensate, whether we like it or not. Women, I don't think that women are wired or naturally wired to be with different men at different times or at the same time. Like you have one person to take care of these needs. We really want like the best man for us to be the person that we're with. And so we can't use that, to counter a man, where a man that says, I want to be with more than one woman, or I want to be with another woman. We really don't want to also put ourselves in a position where we have several men. I think women that do that, they just, they do that against their nature. you know, so they don't get the satisfaction a man would get from being in a polygamous situation. So if what the woman, mostly,
you don't know that, women.
So what women, I know women want is, you see that security, that comfort. If there's money involved, I want that money here, you know, and then the respect that you want. I think Yoruba people do that a lot. Where the younger wives, you would see openly respect, she kneels down to greet, but not in other places. So in other
Let me take this call from Abayomi is calling from Abia State. Good morning, Abayomi. Thanks for calling. You're live. Oh, I'm so sorry for keeping you. You see, when my mom died, you know, when you bury somebody, I don't know, when you bury somebody and you see how life is, how futile all these how fickle life is, and how we make mountains out of things that are really nothing. You begin to see life in a different way. That, okay, all this, I can't take it. He cannot be. He's my husband. He's my wife. Everything ends there. Yeah. At the end of it all. So we're all going 6 feet under many years. So my point is, somebody just wants that feeling of joy and happiness, which your spouse is willing to give. With that, and not at your detriment, because you will still be totally cared for.
And respected.
Why are we not willing to share? Because at the end of the day, we are all still going into this array, as they say in the Yoruba language.
So, you know, in my place, back in the day, we had women who would arrange and bring babes for their husbands. It was a practice in our local, those days. It was a practice. But with Christianity and modernity, the monogamous thing now became like it's the way God wanted it to be, you know. But it was a practice. Your husband is liking somebody. Your husband will tell you, I like her. Should we marry her? Should we bring her? Honestly, it should the first wife must have a buy-in. Then she will now go and do the toasting. You will hear in Igbo land, they say it's the wife that marries the second wife, like munyem and munye, munyem. So she's like the wife of the first wife. So she goes and marries her, and they are living happily ever after. What I will always say is it your deal breaker? Can you live with it? I've seen young girls that say, I don't mind, as long as I'm well taken care of. I face my work, I face my this, and he gives me my time. He says he's coming every 2 weeks to be with me. He comes and he's with me. When I finished the MBGN back in the day, there was one of us who married this man who already had a family, and they had an arrangement. You come over, you stay with me, you go home. They're still happily married though. She married way before me. She's done, yes, she's done over 25 years. I'm not joking, in the marriage, and they're still happy. The man is still maintaining the two sections.
But it's not marriage. You want to be
he married properly, married her properly. They had married that one, married her again. You know how they do those things, and you will not do cuts for both of them. Yeah, married her. They paid bride price for her. She was a beauty queen. She still, her kids are grown, and the last time I saw them, I was like, wow, you know, they are still happily in that situation. So let's not assume for everybody that we are pepper body like me and Nima, because me and Nima are naturally pepper body. We will not, except the woman wants to buy. So we will not allow. That's one. No.
That's what you say.
Wait, the second thing I wanted to say in response to Miriam is, we don't know if the roles were reversed, if women would love this, because over time society had deprived them. Society had taken that away from them, taken the power away from them. And so even those who find themselves doing it, having multiple men, would either do it in secret. There's a lot of shame around it. So we don't know. So women now had to learn manipulation and being cunning to be able to even get their way at all in some of these things. We don't know if we open it. And the world is opening so much. Look around you. Women are doing it with their full chest and enjoying it.
Let me come to one of my...
We cannot say that it's not...
They're doing it for retaliation.
It's not really for a woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Some women...
It's not retaliation.
A lot of things happening in
it's not retaliation.
No.
The way the society has always treated women.
It's not retaliation.
It's not retaliation.
Women are more bold these days.
Now.
I think more women are saying, I know what I want. You know, because I've said it here several times. Many of us married for different reasons.
Yeah.
You married because either they arranged it, your parents introduced you to somebody, you met somebody, or maybe you just say, I'm 40 years old, I want to just marry somebody, not because out of love. And then you get to a point where the real love of your heart now shows up from somewhere. Now you realize, oh my goodness, I married this man because, okay, I had to just settle down. I was this age and I met him and he was a good man. And then the man who you fell in love with shows up from somewhere 20, 15 years down the line. What? You tell brother, you know what, I gotta go, you know?
Exactly. So I gotta go away from you. Not I gotta have both of you.
But some women are managing.
No, that's what I'm telling you, that women, we tend, when a woman does many, not necessarily in retaliation to just what was done to her, just like society is evolving that way because of how we've seen, you know, maybe the unfairness towards women.
Yeah.
And so, but in fact, there are studies, data shows that women like to go for, in even pack of animals, the woman, what she finds the most attractive is the man that stands out, the alpha male. Yeah. She's not looking for alphas. She's looking for the one that stands out for her. A man is looking for them all around. So that's how we are naturally wired. Our happiness does not come in dealing with different men at the same time.
Let me take Hassan.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.